Good evening and welcome to All About Sport live from Top of Town Studios in Conley Street, Cavan. Well, we have a great show for you this evening and we are joined by the Cavan Monaghan Underage League who've done fantastically well in the last week's competition. We'll be speaking to them in a moment, and also we'll have a very special guest on the show for you later on, so stay tuned for that. So first up, we are joined by the Cavan Monaghan Underage League, who have been causing lots of stir with their big win during the week, and they're made big headlines here on the front page of the Celt. They've been doing great. So we're joined in the studio by their manager Brian Finnegan and their trainer Brian Gaffney. Thank you very much for joining us this evening.
Welcome.
I'm sure these are all looking very excited, and all the players, we've squashed in as many as we could, and they've all got their medals, the Galway Cup. So Brian, we'll come to you first, and you can tell us a little bit about what is, for people who are watching, a lot of our viewers may not be sure, what is the Cavan Monaghan Underage League?
Well, the Cavan Monaghan Underage League, Louise, is made up of players, the best players from the clubs within the Cavan Monaghan League. Our age group is kids born 99 under 13s. So what there's probably 9 or 10 clubs within the county, and what we do is we bring them in. We have some trial matches, and we pick a squad, and ultimately you try to develop the kids' talents, and we also go to a summer tournament. So this year's tournament was in Galway, the Umbro Cup. An international competition.
This is the big tournament they've been preparing for. These boys have been preparing, you're telling me, for 18 months.
More or less, yes. We were straight through from last year. We had the majority of the lads from last year followed through to this year's competition.
So last year's competition was the under-12s. They won the Foyle Cup.
They won the Foyle Cup, that's correct.
And this is the team here. This is some of the players.
Some of the players, yes.
So you have a very strong up-and-coming team, obviously.
They have, yeah. They have. They've got a winning habit, and they've continuing on. And it's really a huge achievement because of we're such a small league. We're ranked very low in every competition we go, which makes it harder as well to progress. The league itself is only in existence since 2000.
2000, so a very short period of time. Tell us, the boys. So I suppose for people who are not, unfamiliar, this is, I suppose, in comparison to like making it to the county team with the GAA.
Yes, it would.
These boys all play with other clubs from the Cavan and Monaghan area.
That's correct. Yeah.
What clubs are the boys involved?
We have boys, I think, from about 7, 8 different clubs. We have from Monaghan. We have Monaghan players. We have Killylock, Clonus, Monaghan United,
Drumkill.
And Drumkill. Yeah, and in Cavan we'd have Cavan, two
Carrick as well.
And Carrick, sorry, yes, we've players. Carrick came into our league this year, so they brought a few players in to strengthen us up. From Cavan we'd have 2 teams in Cavan Town, Cavan Shamrocks and Cavan Celtic, Ballyduff, Coothill, and Lavey, of course.
Lavey, yeah, I like that.
Nobody's forgetting Lavey. Our new pledge.
Yeah.
So like for that, as I say, it's a fairly new league, and it's a fairly small league, so the achievement is all the greater because of it.
So in order to so these boys are like the cream of the crop as such from their clubs, have been picked and spotted to play with CMUL.
Yeah.
And as a result, so these boys, tell us a little more. You were saying that it's like an achievement. It's looking for junior achievers, is it? This league, it's
it's what the program that we bring them into. It's titled. It's an FAI program. It's titled the Emerging Talent Program. What it basically does is what it says. Any emerging talent we try to bring on to nurture, and at the moment, like, it has been really successful. There's a huge interest in it. There is players that have come through that like that already in England with clubs.
Okay.
You have Ryan,
yeah.
Johnny.
So you have a lot of there's a lot of talent that's come
there
out,
is,
so
yeah,
that might put this club on the map as well.
Yeah, it's trying to just put the structures there to bring them on and to give them a chance. Like, it's relatively new in the area. Soccer is relatively new, so it's only to give them a chance.
Yeah. That's brilliant. Before I come to Brian to kind of tell me about, we might just come to the boys here. they're all looking very happy and very proud, and so they should be. Boys, you have your medals there. What I might do is you might introduce yourselves to the camera, so this is a chance for you all to say hello to the camera, introduce yourself, and maybe what club that you play with, and you can show your medal there. I might start here from the back. We'll go, so if you want to say to the camera here your name and what club you play with.
Dave Hanley and Brian Road.
Aaron Smith and Lavey United.
Keenan Kelly and Barry James Club.
Oliver Clark and Clonus.
Gary O'Rourke, Cavan Shamrocks.
You can go here. Here we go.
Carl Cosgrove, Barry James Stuff.
There you go.
Shane Sexton, Catil Harps.
Cameron Dowd, Clonestown.
Fantastic. Look at these boys. Not afraid of the camera at all. And I see the camera, you're just catching a glimpse of the magnificent cup here. If I can maybe jump up and grab it here. Yeah. I will have to get that up this. Oh my goodness, very heavy. Lovely cup. 2012 Umbro Galway Cup, 99 elite winners. So 2012 Umbro Galway Cup, and that's the title that the boys won there last week. So it was a beautiful cup. You can see that there. So these young lads have worked so hard over the last 18 months. So for our viewers, you know, you might be looking at the next Roy Keane or who else? We do. Yeah. So we'll come to you next, Brian. Tell us about the league itself. It started the 8th of August. And gives a little bit of detail about the competitions. It's international, so you're playing teams from all across the globe.
There's teams from all over the globe as well. With some English teams, Makedi Haifa and all was there at 17s at Spartak Moscow, and that our first team we played against was a Canadian academy, and they have 186 teams at our age group in the Canadian academy, and that was it was a team that we knew nothing about, so we had to go in with our eyes open, and we had to win that one to get us starting and win a trust. So it was a tough game for us, and a very exceptional talented
That was
team.
your first game.
That's the first team, yeah. They were
And where were they? They
Power
were
FC from Canada.
from Canada.
Yeah,
so
it's a
the
Canadian academy.
the whole way.
Yeah, the whole way. So, and the game after that followed shortly. It was a North Tip, a well-established team.
So as you said, you're only established since 2000. So a lot of these, you're playing clubs that are
established a lifetime. We're the
lifetime.
youngest established club in Ireland, academy at the moment, and followed that we followed by the new Ridgeway Rovers.
Yeah.
They're a Belfast team, but they've into Premier now, and they've signed 4 class players. They've actually a young fella gone over to Manchester City. The left back, he's already agreed terms with Manchester City.
And how young?
So, and
like, are we
he's 13, 14.
Wow, yeah.
So
So this is the age these boys are at. This is the age they're looking. They want to get them in their prime, and get them when they're
get them as young as and get rid of bad habits.
Bad habits. Iron out all the creases and the bad habits.
Yeah, we have a young fella, a year above, a young lad who's been around the clubs in England. Jake Hayes plays with Ollie Martins, Merchant 14, and he is well sought after by a lot of English clubs. So he's a fine example, and he's a great way about him, and he's a fine example for the young fellas to follow.
So really, they can look up to him and think they
can
want
look
to
up to
kind
him.
of follow in his footsteps. And where's Jake Hayes? Where's he from?
Jake Hayes is Ballyjim stuff.
Ballyjames stuff.
Yeah,
So a
another
Cavan
Ballyjim
boy,
stuff.
and he's making a name for himself. You're saying
And he's
on
only
the
3
14th.
days younger than us.
Yeah.
So
So
he is so.
Wow. So it's incredible to think that some of these boys standing here before me really could make it in the big time.
Oh,
We could
hopefully,
be
yeah.
cheering them on.
There's a lot of inquiries about a few of them there, and hopefully now later on maybe they'll go on to achieve what they can achieve. So there's only a beginning for them. Hopefully,
really,
anyway.
It's really exciting, and they're so lucky to have something in place that they can have their talent nurtured by both yourselves. You've worked so hard with them. So you're saying there's been a lot of talent that has come from the CM. UL, you mentioned Jake Hayes, 2 Monaghan players you're saying have been making great.
There was Aaron
name for
McCurry,
themselves.
he went to Wolves, and Mark Connolly from Clonus, he went to Wolves as well, but is now at Crawley Town, and Crawley Town, there's a lot of finance pumped into them this year, and they're hoping to do very well. So, and as Brian was saying, there's a couple of other lads from Cavan here, well, Ryan O'Reilly, Jonathan Leddy,
That's
and
right,
the other
yeah,
young
from
lad went
Oxbridge,
to Celtic, who's he?
That's right.
Colin.
So they're going to the big clubs. They're like
Going to big clubs, yes, so they're
Ah,
well
yeah.
sought after.
Yeah. We have some photos of the boys, so we might just get them up, Dave. So who you just maybe talk to Brian, who's in these photos.
This is
Taffetas.
Taffetas.
He got player of the tournament. That's
It was
our
a huge achievement.
yeah, that's our striker. He got player of the
Of
tournament.
the overall
Yeah,
player.
overall player of the
Excellent.
tournament.
And there's the
That's
celebrations.
the celebration
That's
after.
a great shot because you can see the excitement. So this is just when the winning moment, is
This-
it?
Yeah, that's the winning moment. Yeah.
What do you think of that shot, boys? Very good. And is this before they? Or
Yeah, this is before we left,
Yeah.
just with our sponsors too.
yeah, excellent. So tell us a little bit about the preparation and the training. And we've got some of the shots
Yeah.
exactly.
That's actually
Yeah, this
that's
is-
part of it.
Yeah.
It's just the thing we started last year in Derry at the File Cup. You play a lot of games in a very short space of time, and tiredness is a problem and recovery is a problem. So, on the instruction of the regional development officer, which is Tom Mohan, he'd be FAI based, he's over this area. He suggested this last year, and we brought them to the beach in the mornings. It's done two things. It was great for bonding, and it
Yeah.
also helps the recovery, helps the legs and that. And
Brilliant. And that's an
we-
excellent
we-
shot as
we-
well.
it is
boys.
brilliant.
Bonding,
Yeah, we continued on this year, and I'm sure if you're working, you're going to keep doing it. So
Yeah.
it is. It's a good bit of
It's a
crack.
lot of
Like,
team
it's a
building
relief from
and-
football as well. You know, they're cooped up for the week they're there. You know, they're like young professionals, and it's a break. It gets them away from it.
So it's no easy task. It
No,
all sounds
no.
probably very it sounds great on the surface, but I suppose a lot of hard work behind the scenes.
There is,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
look, it's the players do the hard work. You know, we obviously put the rules, the regulations, or whatever, but they adhere to them. You know, they're like little professionals, really. You know,
Yeah.
they've been brilliant.
Brilliant.
Just and that, like even
You want to mention some of your sponsors there, Brian. I know you've had a lot of people who've been very good
We
to you. I
have,
suppose
yeah,
we can see
yeah.
from your
Yeah,
your kit.
this is our-
We've Kingspan. Are they one of your sponsors?
Yeah,
Kingspan
yeah,
Insulation.
Kingspan.
Huge sponsor to have. And your
Very grateful
your
of
kit is lovely. Very 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 nice.
You
Who
want-
else would you like to mention here, Brian?
Well, just as far as sponsors, Kingspan is our main sponsor, Kingspan and Blaney, and McAvoy Super Value Virginia. They've been excellent, sponsored all the food and all when we went down to the tournament, which was a serious asset that we had nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
We named what we want, and they supplied all.
Yeah.
Now we had a lot of sponsors there, but they sponsored players individually. When we asked them, that's all the £100 sponsors and £50 sponsors, and without them, that cut down the price for each individual.
Yeah.
So instead of having to raise £350 for the tournament, it only maybe 200 or 100. So when we're out fundraising, each and anyone who give us
Yeah.
£100.
So you're saying you've got these sponsors, but you were saying the parents do a lot of great work, like that.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of funding from sponsors, do you?
No.
It's really from the parents fundraising. So you love a little bit of funding.
Yeah.
You were saying, just I suppose to kind of finish up, Brian. You're saying for the boys, and in particular, they've worked so hard. You would love to, take them away, but funding is
Yeah.
something you really would love.
Well, that's just something that we have been offered a chance to go over to play in Liverpool, Stoke, Everton, and also Aston Villa. But it's back down to funding again, and if there's anyone out there willing to sponsor some of them trips, even ahead of next year's Kennedy Cup, we'll be fundraising again for that.
Yeah.
But if someone was willing to come on board and maybe sponsor these lads,
Yeah.
we have got the opportunities of travelling to over
Yeah.
England, so.
Yeah, so they'd love to get away.
is
Is
there
there
a
anyone you'd
few
like to
other-
thank there
you
quickly,
can
just before we'll have to
Well, I'd like
go
to
to an ad very soon?
Yeah, I'd like to thank all the parents for all the time and the hard work, and once again a big thank you to Cavan Monaghan League. Thank you to Monaghan United for the use of facilities. A special thanks to Tom Moan. He's been unbelievable to us.
Oh yeah,
And
no,
it's-
Tom, well, yeah.
As far as parents, Kathy Dowd and Lorraine Kelly done all the hard work for in the cooking and all down there in the kitchen. Ollie Martin is a coach, helped us, and Sean McCaffrey was a big help both this year and last year. He used to be the Irish manager, and he came in on 3 occasions last year. A special big thanks for the coaches around me, as you said, Brian Gaffney, Jason McGuire, who's a future big coach.
Yeah.
Very much so, and they're the backbone of this, as we say. But one man we can't go without mentioning, and I couldn't, is Martin Kiernan. Martin does all the work behind the scenes. He helps the fundraising. He also organises all the strips. Like he books us all the things in the tournament, make sure everything's okay and everything for us, So, and to finish off, in my things, what can I say about these bundle lads? You can see them. this is
Well,
the
they're
way to
incredible,
behave.
really, too. And you were saying
Yeah.
they were a great bunch of lads, and
Yeah.
behaviour-wise and enthusiastic, and
you
also
ever
very
try putting
And
them
the,
talented.
and the preparation.
Did you ever try
Yeah.
putting young fellas to bed to rest at 1 o'clock on a sunny afternoon?
Oh my goodness!
And them going.
They went.
Well,
Yeah.
these boys, well, that's it. You're the future, I suppose, of football. And if these boys want to make it big, they know the sacrifices they have to make. So I have to say, your trainers and your manager are very, very proud of you. And thank you so much, boys, for coming in. And I wish you the best of luck with the Kennedy Cup next year. And I hope that some of you get a really lucky break and make it big someday. But thank you for coming in the studio. We'll have to get you in again. I'm sorry to have to cut you
You're very
short.
welcome.
Thanks for
We're going to
having
have
us.
to go to an ad break. So we're going to go to a quick ad break and stay with us. We'll be back with a very special guest.
Pat Short here. You're watching Cavan TV.
Hi, we're Republic of Loose, and you're watching Cavan TV.
So welcome back. We are joined by a very special guest in the studio this evening, who has been on the show before with us. And this lady unfortunately missed out on a chance at the Olympics by one match, but she's been working hard, and she has joined us in the studio this evening to show us one of her great achievements of the summer. So Ciara Smith, congratulations and welcome back to Cavan TV.
Thank you very
You're a
much.
regular visitor. Ciara, it's brilliant to have you back, and great to have you back in with good news. You've been a very busy lady over the summer. Tell us what you've been up to since. I know the last time I spoke to you, you were so disappointed and regretful, over, you were so close to the Olympics, but you've worked hard since that. And what have you been up to over the summer?
Well, when I came home from China, I kept training, and I went to Canada on the Thursday after coming home Friday.
And I think I just had you in the studio
You had
before
me.
that. Yeah, you were going off that night as usual. You're always heading somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I boxed once out in Canada and I won my match. It was tough, but I came home and I took 1 week off, and I went back then to full-time training for the ringside World Tournament in Kansas City, Missouri in America. I was boxing at 51 kilo, same weight, senior open class, and
You're 51 kilos, and then
Yeah.
this is as a
The
result.
result.
What you want? Let me see this. This is like amazing thing. Wow! Just set that to camera. See now, this is what goes around. This is fantastic. So this is the Ringside World Championships. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, there we go. We'll just get that up for the camera. Amazing. And the weight. Oh my gosh, it's very heavy. This is excellent, Ciara. Now, sorry, Dave is here giving out to me, trying to get me to hold this up to the camera so all our viewers can see the brilliant achievement. You were saying you've boxed in this competition before, Ciara, but haven't been successful in the past.
No.
But this time, yeah, you were like...
Yeah,
You did
this
so.
time I was in it to win it.
You were in it to win it. I think you felt you had something to prove after, you know, your disappointment over not making it to the Olympics, and you were fighting, I suppose, you know, at your best.
I was absolutely gutted when I came back from China.
You
and
were, yeah, you were.
I was just eager to
deflated.
get back on track, to be
Yeah.
honest. And, you know, being my 4th time competing at the Ringside World Championships, I was probably more aggressive and more determined to prove something, as you said.
Yeah,
And when I got there, you know, my eyes was on the prize the whole time, and
yeah,
it
and
was,
that you did. So you're telling me you're heading off to Poland tonight?
I am
No
indeed.
rest for the wicked. You literally are always coming and going. And the last time I had you in, you'd just come from China and you're heading off to Canada.
Yeah.
And now you're heading off to Poland. What's happening in Poland this week?
Well, I have 10 days rest, and I'm
Lucky you.
literally just going to rest for 10 days,
Yeah.
and then I come back and I go into full-time training for the year.
And that's happening in Poland. You'd be training.
No, I come
No.
home and I train high performance in Dublin.
You're in
Please God.
Dublin. So this is the place in Dublin where all the boxers from around Ireland train, is it?
Yeah, just high performance men's team and Katie as well.
You've trained. So you're very good friends with Katie, and
Yeah.
I'm sure you followed her and John Joe's journey and all the other boxers throughout the tournament. How did it feel watching the Olympics and knowing that you were so close to being there?
Well, I came home from America on the Monday and I went to London on the Tuesday to watch the Olympics. I was sitting in the arena and all the guys off the team came down sitting beside me, you know, in their Olympic tracksuits, and I was gutted, but sitting in the arena and the atmosphere around me, I'll be honest, it drove me crazy. I just want to go to Rio.
Yeah.
Really,
And we want you to go to Rio.
after watching it, the atmosphere and watching Katie compete in it, I would love to represent Ireland and wear the jersey.
Yeah, and I've no doubt, you know, that you, Ciara, have the determination, and you've proven that, and you've proven it to yourself and to everybody else that, you know, you've gone to America and won, you know, the Ringside World Championships, that you really can do that. So for now you have 4 years ahead of you. You know, what is you know, what does the next 4 years hold for you? What's your kind of plan of action?
Well, this year I have the under 22 All Irelands, and I have to hold my elite senior title at 51 kilos.
Okay.
When I hold
You're
that,
51 kilos, and you're saying, and Katie Taylor is
60 kilos.
she's heavier. So just so you know, our viewers are aware of that you're not in competition with Katie. You're a different
No.
weight altogether. You're a lighter weight
Three
than
weights
Katie Taylor, and that she's you're 3 weights
below.
her.
Yeah.
So that you're competing in a different league altogether. But
Indeed.
just so they know, And so the training process, it's going to be full on for the next 3-4 years.
Full on. I have to retain my title. Go into full time training. Before the Olympics, you've got the EU Championships, European Union, the Europeans, and then every 2 years the World Championships is on. So that's my aim. I have to take one step at a time and hopefully get better. And 4 years time, please God, be sitting in Rio competing.
Well, I mean, you know, Rio's an amazing place, and from
Yeah.
watching the Olympics and the closing ceremony and you know, Rio's little taste of what's to come, I mean, it's spectacular, and it'd be an amazing experience. We would love to see you
Thank
to
you.
go to Rio. It would just you know, really lift Cavan's spirits. I know we were very lucky to meet Cavan TV, got to meet with JJNevin the other day, but we would love to have a Cavan lady head for the Olympics. I think Dave's got a little bit of footage of just to remember the great moment when JJNevin came home the other day. Here he is coming out onto Cusick Park in Mullingar. Katie, I mean, I met him the other day and pleasure of interviewing him. I mean, he's an absolute gentleman. You know, what do you think? What do you think of John Joe's journey?
I think it's absolutely fantastic. And training alongside John Joe in Dublin, I suppose when I'm at home and I'm training with girls, it's much easier. But when I'm up in Dublin training alongside John Joe, Katie Taylor, all the guys that was in the Olympics, it makes you so much more motivated, and you want to work harder because, like, there's no point in saying it, but they are, or not saying it, they are steps ahead of me, a good bit ahead of me, you know, look at all their achievements. So when I'm standing in the middle of them. I have to work 10 times harder. And it's so motivating, and it really is an inspiration.
Yeah.
To train alongside John Joe, and say he comes from my club as well. It's a
Yeah,
privilege.
and he's very proud of that. That's one thing I gathered from you the other night, that he likes to think that his feet are also in Cavan, and he likes to share that win with Cavan and Westmeath. But we hope that when you come back with a medal from the Olympics, that we'll be having the same celebrations, just like you can see here on the screen in Breffni Park. So there was a huge turnout and great excitement. Ciara, you're there yourself on the bus and in the parade. I suppose it's great that you're there and you all support each other. Brian McKeown, a few words. Brian's been a great role model and inspiration in the club.
Well, I have to say, without Brian McKeown, I would not be where I am today. Or John Joe, if I have to say that.
Yeah.
Brian's like a father to me in the club, but he keeps my feet on the ground and I train hard.
I gathered that from John Joe and from all that you all have that he is like a father figure.
He is.
And that's a lovely...
What a fantastic trainer. It's an absolute, privilege to have Brian as my trainer, because even when I go away and box for Ireland, I know I've got the best coaches in the world in my corner, but to have Brian in my corner, it's like the exact same, even more, because that's where I started off. And without him, I wouldn't be here today.
Yeah, well, you're very lucky. Well, Ciara, thanks again for coming in at such short notice, and I hope you're enjoying the FLA. And best of luck and congratulations again on your Ringside World Championships. And I'm sure we'll have you sitting back in this seat, and I'll be able to have you back in here after you've won some more tournaments over the year. So again, there we go. That's brings to an end All About Sport for this week. So thank you very much to all our guests on the show, to the Cavan Monaghan Underage League, and to Ciara Smith, our Ringside World Champion. So I'll be back again next week at the same time, 7 o'clock, so please tune in. And next up is The Green Room with Paul Cox, so stay tuned. So until next week, it's goodbye from me, Louise O'Reilly.